一停個 share screen 先，咁我咧就睇下你
好啊
會唔會 share 到啊？我俾一時間你啊，唔該晒 Care。
好啊，
太好啦，呢個係咩 background 嚟㗎？呢個好特別喎，
佢話 host disable 咗。
係咪？哦，OK，冇錯冇錯，啱啦。而家你再試一試，應該 OK 啦，今次。
OK，等下
好啊，誒，我見到 Judy 喎，歡迎 Judy，係啦。咁我望一望我哋網上面，咦，我哋呢個YouTube 上面都有朋友仔喺度 follow 緊我哋，係啦。
等陣啊，我要 allow 佢先。
好啊，冇問題。
第一次 share screen。
冇搞錯啊！share 啱嘅 screen 啊，揀翻個 application 先係啦，唔好 share 錯咗個 screen 出嚟，
好啊，
唔使急嘅係啦。
冇問題。
咁或者趁呢個時間，我都介紹下我哋今日嘅 speaker 啊，歡迎 Judy 啊。咁咧就KL 啦，咁我啱啱佢離開咗。咁其實 KL 咧其實係我哋城市大學電機工程學系嘅畢業生啦。咁我咧就好榮幸咧，能夠大概兩三年前啦，咁我係佢嘅畢業班嘅指導老師啦。咁佢俾我感覺咧，就係佢係好清晰知道自己想做啲咩啦。咁同埋咧，佢喺未畢業之前咧，其實已經係參加咗好多唔同嘅一啲包括 Internship 啊，包括一啲 on-job 嘅 training 啊。同埋咧，佢係即係好識得把握機會咧，去做好多即係課外嘅一啲工作啦。咁所以咧，佢喺畢業嘅時間咧，已經係我唔知佢揾咗幾多份工啦。咁一陣間可以問一問佢啦。咁今晚咧，其實咧都係我哋即係 EE 嘅 Webinar Series 嘅入邊嘅第四場啦，已經去到第四場。包括第一場咧就阿峰啦，跟住有阿 Rika 啦，有阿 Samson 啦。咁今日咧邀請咗 KL，咁叫許錦良。咁佢哋咧其實就每一個同學仔咧都係即係各有特色嘅。咁我哋希望咧透過一個咁樣嘅 EE Webinar Series 咧，能夠邀請到我哋嘅畢業生咧，就去分享翻佢哋包括喺讀書嘅時期啦，咁佢哋到底有啲咩經歷？畢業之後到底佢哋又點樣去選擇自己個發展道路？同埋今時今日嘅佢已經喺譬如KL 就喺JP Morgan 做咗到一段時間嘢啦。到底佢嘅經歷係點樣咧？咁我都好希望咧，就趁今晚咧有現場有啲家長啦，亦都有啲學生啦，又或者將來啲朋友仔睇我哋段片咧，可以咧有啲啟發。因為咧，我哋見到好多時啲學生們咧，都或者家長們咧，都未係太知其實子女咧到底即係入 U 應該揀啲咩科，同埋咧可能畢業之後其實有啲咩做。咁我哋見到咧，正正就係因為有一個咁樣嘅情況，咁我哋希望咧透過 CityU-EE 一個咁嘅 Webinar Series 咧，能夠去即係將個 demand 同 supply 能夠擺埋一齊啦。咁事不宜遲啦，不如我哋將個時間交俾阿 Kale，等佢好簡單介紹下自己先。咁今晚咧，我哋希望有多啲朋友參與咧，然之後有一個互動嘅環節咧，大家多啲問問題。Kale，歡迎你，多謝你今晚咧為我哋
好啊，
好嘢分享，多謝你嚇。
好啊，多謝 Dr. Wei invite 咗我嚟呢一度先啦。咁我係 KL 啦，咁就俾少少 background 大家啦。咁我就係 CityU 畢業嘅，咁我係讀 Electronic Engineering 啦，major in Information Engineering 資訊工程。咁我就畢咗業1年啦，咁而家喺JP Morgan 度做緊 software engineer 啦。咁我就係一個 data analytics team，同埋我主要做嘅嘢係圍繞住 KDB 啦，即係類似一個 programming language 同埋一
Kale, if you
啲
don't mind,
係
maybe we can change the channel to English because I noticed there's a non-Chinese student here. Maybe you can do both.
yeah,
You can
sure.
try to speak in Cantonese and partly in English, so the student they can learn it as well.
Yeah,
唔該晒
okay.
Kale.
Yeah, so let me introduce myself again. So I graduated from CityU. I'm studying electronic engineering, major in information engineering. So I'm now working at JP Morgan Chase as a software engineer. I belongs to a data analytics team. And actually, I'm working on KDB Plus, which is a programming language, or you can say it is a kind of server size, something like that, and backend language. 係啦，所以我 introduction 就喺呢度啦。咁 before I move on, do you have any question, Dr. Wei? Or should I move on? Hello, Dr. Wei. Hello. My screen is froze. Anyone can hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so maybe let me continue then.
Yes, you can continue. Please go ahead.
Yeah, 1 second. So tonight I will talk about my experience. So basically, I will share some of my experience of being a STEM tutor, and also my experience on joining companies, and my intern experience, and also some information about my current careers. So actually, in my university life, I have joined different part-time jobs, and for example, EE course tutor, a scale intern. I went to a company and then I designed some STEM-related courses to their staff, and I have a presentations and some learning with those employees from tech companies, and I also joined Coolthing at JC as an ambassador, and then I teach some primary school students some computational thinking stuff. For competitions, actually I joined more than 15 competitions in 2 years, and they are like hackathons and competitions, data science competitions, and some securities, and also some side project. Actually, I have 5 awards. Actually, I also work with more than 50 people because actually normally I join the competition alone, and then because I like to work with other people, meeting new friends. That's why I didn't really join with my friends, because I get more chance to meet other new people and learn how to work with them. And let's talk about the my intern experience at InnoPage Limited. So it is a referral from Dr. Ray. So I went to the InnoPage and then as a mobile app developer, and I do it at my university life at year 4. So it is a good experience provided by the department, because I can spend my time to work as an intern, and then I can earn 6 credit, and then I can graduate. And I developed 5 apps in this company, and which I involve backend, also front end as well. Yeah, that's all the slides that I prepare. Dr. Ray, do you have any questions for me? Because I didn't prepare a lot.
OK，KL，咁你見到有啲分享啦，咁我哋見到有啲外國同學，咁我哋今晚個分享咧，不如就用呢個廣東話同埋英文一齊做分享啦，好冇？咁你幾張 slide 簡單介紹咗啦。So KL just quickly introduce himself, and now I think everybody know who is KL. So KL, can you let us know your recent duty? So what is your recent duty in the company? Of course, if there's any sensitive you don't need to share with us, but if in general, maybe you can let us know. 咁我哋想知道阿 KL 其實佢最近喺公司做緊啲咩咧？俾我哋知道下先。唔該晒 KL。
So my major focus is KDB. So I don't know how to explain KDB. You can consider it's like a Python. It's a programming language. The beauty of KDB is it is very fast for querying large data sets. For example, store data. So as a analytics team members, I work with stock data. So this is number one. And then second one is I'm working on some KDB related framework for internal users to use. Basically, I use KDB to develop some low-level coding, and then I build some API for some non-programming people to use. And then the third one is I work with Bloomberg and then to try to generate some WAN data.
So this is
WAN data, yeah.
So this is something I would like to know further. When you say KDB, is this a KDB plus? Is this thing?
Yeah.
So is it like a database or what kind of like a platform is it?咁乜嘢係 KDB 咧？我哋想知道多少少，我哋問一問 Carol 係啦。
我就好難揾一個 official 嘅定義去講 KDB 係乜嘢啦，但係你可以當係一種類似 SQL 咁嘅嘢嘅，係啦 ，SQL database 啦，同埋 SQL language 啦，係啦。
即係好似呢個。So we are going to take a look at this KDB. So this is what KL is doing in his daily life together with JP Morgan and also Bloomberg. Okay, this is something in the public domain. He's not sharing any commercial detail, but we just want our students know more about it.
You can consider it as a database and also a new programming language.
Okay. Is it very difficult to use?
Scripting, not difficult to use, but you are very difficult to see the code because you are very easy to write the code, but you are very hard to read other people's code because what is the beauty of KDB is you can use one line to express a whole page of programming code in other language.
Okay, so if a student in university, so if they know this is a KDB is some like a finance firm they are going to use, how do they train up the skill? What can they do to prepare in the university study? 同學仔有啲咩可以做咧？喺 U Life 嗰陣時。
其實最緊要就係要多啲睇，多啲學唔同嘅嘢啦。即係最緊要其實就係嘗試睇一啲唔同嘅 documentation 啦。因為其實你學任何一種 programming language，其實最主要係去人哋嘅 documentation 睇啦，而唔係去 Stack Overflow 你問一啲問題，跟住有啲人會答你啦。要學識得睇 documentation 啦，同埋 play with 佢嘅 example 啦，係啦，最主要係呢樣嘢，要學下睇 documentation 呢樣嘢就好緊要嘅。
咁唔係去睇 Stack Overflow 係咪有咩意思啊 ？So we don't want to watch。
係啦，係啦。以前就點解嘅？係啦，以前即係我睇過一啲 YouTube 嘅片，就係話即係可能一啲 junior 嘅 developer 就習慣係有咩問題就打上 Google， 然後去揾 Stack Overflow， 咁就揾答案。而有啲 senior 嘅 developer 佢哋唔係第一時間去 Stack Overflow 揾答案，而係去揾 documentation 先。因為如果譬如你有一個問題，你可能會 Stack Overflow 你可以好快揾到答案 ，Google 你可以好快揾到答案，但係可能人哋俾你嘅答案就淨係得你個問題嘅答案，咁你就了解唔到佢其他嘅嘢。但係你由人哋嘅 documentation 度揾答案，你同時間亦都會學到好多其他嘅嘢，係啦。
Wow, I think this is so important. I'm going to do the translation for you guys. So I think important insights from KL is he mentioned we need to learn how to read the documentation instead of looking up in the like a Stack Overflow, maybe getting a quick and dirty solution that you don't really get the whole picture. I think this is so important. Good job. 咁我覺得呢個係一個好重要嘅 key point。咁作為一個 university 學生或者 high school 嘅學生，咁係咪佢要睇好多 documentation 同埋點樣開始睇咧？即係呢個我哋都想知嘅。作為一個 university 嘅學生 ，so how do we actually get started to read all this documentation? Okay, it's like 1,000 pages.
Yeah， 而家其實好多 documentation 都寫得好好嘅，會有啲 step by step example 嘅。譬如我哋學一個 新嘅 computer language 嘅時候咧，好多時有好多 resources，其實佢哋全部嘅 example 都係 extract from 佢哋 official 嘅 documentation 度啦。咁其實你可以話係一個精華嚟嘅，即係其實你睇佢啲精華其實係完全冇問題嘅。但係如果你想知道得更多，你有更多嘅時間，其實係好值得去望一望 documentation，點解佢要咁樣 design 啦？呢樣嘢有咩好處啦？點解唔用第二啲方法啦？有咩好？即係其他方法有啲咩缺點咁樣都可以知道到咯。
Okay, cool. So what KL is suggesting us is to learn how to read all these important documentation. Tonight we just finished like a Python coding lesson, okay, with some college of business student. So I believe we have a couple of university students with us tonight, and also with Judy as a parent. She's going to join us because her children is in secondary school, and I think we're going to have more people who want to learn how do you decide which company you want to join? Is JP Morgan your first choice? KL?
其實 JP Morgan 其實都係我唯一一間 in 嘅 company 啊。其實佢即係其實我都係臨近 deadline 先至 apply 嘅，即係嗰陣時係其實都係機緣巧合嘅時候即係去 search 一啲 job 啦，然後就咁啱揾到 JP Morgan 啦，然後就 apply 咗啦。咁其實雖然我同時都有 apply 其他公司，譬如Microsoft 啦、國泰啦，但係佢哋嘅 online test 咧，其實都係好 comprehensive 嘅，跟住我就其實都放棄咗啦，所以我到最後淨係去 in 咗 JP 係啦，最後都好好彩地攞咗個 JP 嘅 offer 咁樣咯，係啦。
咁你嗰年 so in your particular year, how many university
Yeah.
students who join like a JP Morgan or the landscape? So we don't want to talk just a specific company. So as like a EE student or we may have some college of business students. So how do they get ready for this kind of job opportunities? What's your opinion?
I think GPA is important, but it's not necessary because I know that one of the EE students in the same year with me, and she also joined JP Morgan, but she is having a 2 point something GPA, but she has some intern experience, also some competition experience. So yeah, it really depends on your interview, and don't be screened out at the HR screening part, and then everything will be fine. Just perform well in the interview.
咁你個 interview 係點㗎？ So how was the interview? Maybe we can share some like a tips, or is it like a group interview or programming? You need to do a lot of like
Yeah,
ACM.
for me the interview is sort of difficult, behavioral, and also technical. So behavioral is just some very common questions like what is your let me think about it. I can't recall what is my interview questions. It's some very basic question. Something like, do you make a mistake? How you come up a solution, and then how you fix those failure. And let me think about it. I can't really recall. How I manage my time, something like this. Because I have lots of projects and schoolwork and also interns, so they may ask you how you manage your time. And then it really depends on the conversations between you and the interviewer. So you can actually lead the interviewer, the conversations, and then he will just ask you the question accordingly. And
Cool.
for the technical part, it's some very basic scripting questions. For example, I remember my question is, what is the difference between stat and queue? It's very simple. And then some basic programming questions, and also technical presentations. So I need to present one of my projects to the interviewer. Yeah.
Cool. Any questions from our student? I mean, our members here. We have Nicole, we have Raja, and a couple of Johnson. So do you guys have any question for KL? Because he's, I'm trying to search KL's previous slide because I know when he used to be a university student. I think he published a couple of mobile apps online in the App Store, got several thousand downloads. So how do you interpret yourself, KL? So in university, what actually you have learned in the EE department that empower you to get this kind of a competitive position, at least in Hong Kong? Yeah.
I think the most important thing is the EE course provide me some opportunity to learn programming because I didn't used to be a programmer at the year one. Because I start learning some real programming in year two with a database course, and I get a chance to develop games, and then I'm very interested in that. And I was also interested in some programming challenge like ACM. So I decided to go further to join a mobile app course at year three. So that's my path to be a programmer.
Cool, very good. I'm going to share some slide。我而家想share 一啲 slide 咧，都係KL 之前準備嘅。咁我而家揾一揾嗰啲slide 先啊，大家睇一睇。So you can take a look here. This is actually a Google Drive putting some EE student achievement. So in here you will find a couple of student like sharing that I will share in the chat room so you guys can see. And one of them is actually KL. So KL is here. So I'm going to double click this.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you can see it. I think it should be okay, right? Yes. So I think this is quite similar to what KL is sharing here with us tonight. But I think this one is actually longer. This one has 11 pages. So I'd like to go.
Yeah, because I simplified everything, and
that's right.
Would like to take more questions. Yeah.
That's right. So this one is the time when you're still a year 4 student， 即係嗰陣時咧 ，Kale 仲係一個 year 4未畢業學生，所以 at that time, so he prepared this slide. So I think what you guys can see is university, you learn a lot in your major, but at the same time, like Kale, he's exploring himself and not only learning things to himself, but he's trying to give away. So you can see his approach is trying to give away. He served as a STEM tutor, so he's able to like deliver material and teach others. And then he joined competition. So we're going to go a little bit deeper. So as a university student or high school student, so what kind of competition should we choose to join? Are we going to sacrifice our time, or what we actually learn from all these activities? And interns. So how do you decide what kind of interns are there? So there are so many opportunities. How do you connect the dots, right? So I think this is something we want to learn from here. So as first one, you can see he served in the department. He also served in this scale company. This is one of the biggest shirt manufacturer company in the world. So you can see, you can Google online. And at that time, I think KL. So what you have learned in this internship at scale?
Actually, the most I learned is how to deal with other people's communication skills, because I need to teach them in Putonghua, because they are mainly China employees, and it's a challenge, and how to deal with non-technical people, how to explain the concepts to them, something like that.
Yeah, because I want to highlight this company just in case if you do not know this company. This is one of the biggest company. They are making 100 million shirts annually. Okay, 100 million shirts annually. So you can imagine how KL get into this SKL group, and he's able to deliver like a STEM concept, coding concept to the staff in this company. So I think KL, he gained some very nice experience in this position, right? KL, do you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What about Kufeng? So Kufeng at JC is a project serving like a primary school student. coding. So when you are as a JC, Kufeng a JC ambassador, serving you're facing like age 8 to 10 years old kids. What have you learned from these positions?
Yeah, mainly related to communications, which is related to how to explain some difficult concepts to a primary school student.
Yeah, so just in case some student, I mean, some member here, if you do not know this program, you can take a look at this, okay? So this is the company. So I noticed Judy has a question. 咁我哋不如試一試答 Judy 嘅問題啦。請問第4年是否規定每位同學都去公司實習？Okay, is it the final year you need to go to internship? KL, what's your answer?
EE 就唔需要嘅，但係佢可以俾你去1年，然後你可以 waive 2科，咁就唔使上嗰2科堂咁樣咯。咁我自己就有時間去，即係我自己夠 credit 去做實習，所以我就決定咗去實習咁樣咯。
Yeah, so I think the analogy is this. So many university students, when you graduate, you start to look for a job. But as I said, as far as I understand, for many, like at least in EE department, many students, if you are ready, if you want to take the opportunity, the jobs, more than one, should be readily available for you before you graduate. So this is something maybe answer Judy's question. Competition. Okay, so I would like to go further in this slide.
Okay.
So you join 15 competitions in 2 years in your maybe 3rd and 4th year, right? And
yes.
all of these 15 competitions, you get 5 awards, right? Do you think it's quite common for the staff in, I mean, the new recruit in a company like JP Morgan? We would like to know from you because we have some student here, they want to learn from you.
I don't think it is really matter if you win an award, because the most important thing is you are willing to learn and you are willing to work with others. And because when you are joining competitions, you actually learn communication skills, how to work with others. I think this is something the company is looking for.
Very good. So can you just describe the people in these 2 photos? At least I know this is maybe I could do. I could show you that the guy on the right hand side. The guy is called Archit. I know he's now doing a like a joint degree in Columbia in US. So do you see there's a certain like a characteristic for the people who are ready to join this kind of competition? So what do you observe? What do you learn from this group of people? Yeah.
They are willing to spend time, because before you join the competitions, you need to do some preparations. For example, in these 2 competitions, actually I don't have much experience, but turn out I won an award because actually I spend an amount of time to do some preparations, and also they are not really the expert of for example, data science and securities. And actually we all try to do some, for example, practice before the competition, and then do some research before that. So actually, if you know nothing, that doesn't matter, but you have to spend your time to do some preparation work. This is really important.
Yeah, so we have a member here ask you how do you balance your time? I think it's a good question. Between competition and school work, and 15 competition in 2 years is really a lot, right?
Yeah, this is the question that is asked by my interviewer. So my answer is very simple. I don't feel any stress because I love programming. I love what I'm doing. So I don't think it is I don't think I have any pressures. Yes.
Good.
I don't actually I still have time to pay. I still have time to play my online games, and I still have time to join competitions, schoolwork, everything. Everything is always for my time management.
Do you think you're quite unique? Do you see this kind of characteristic from other students? Yeah. Or you think this is something everybody, if you really like programming, you can do this?
Actually, I think I'm a people who like multitasking. When I'm doing, I can't stay with one thing. I need to do some other stuff together. For example, when I'm actually I when I'm learning something else, if I have some time, I will hear some for example like YouTube, learn some sharing about programming from other YouTubers, or when I'm playing online games, when I die, I will try to write some code, something like that. So I like multitasking, and that's how I spend my time.
Right. So on the left-hand
Yeah,
side, you see this is a PwC Hacker Day. So do you
yeah.
mean you do some hacking or what kind of programming tasks do you do in this? PwC is a big four, is an accounting firm. What do they set up this kind of competition for you for university students? Maybe you can share a bit more with our students. So we want to, I mean, our members here, we want to learn from you.
Yeah, this is security competitions, which is with is kind of a catch the fast. So there are many cybersecurity experts there, but luckily we have a second prize because actually my two of my teammates is an expert, and the other two, including me, which is has very less security experience. But what I did in that competition is I only focus on one question only. So for the whole competition, there are multiple questions and with multiple rating. So I only focusing one IoT related questions because I have some experience with IoT. And then I solved that question at the last 10 minutes. So, and then we got some score, and then we get the second prize, luckily. Yeah.
Good job. So how would you describe yourself? It sounds like you are going for so many competition and you keep on getting some prizes. What if suppose you join the competition but you are not getting any prize? Would you like to give up or you feel like it doesn't matter? So how do you describe that kind of rationale behind?
I think the most important thing is you can learn something by the competitions. For example, I joined different types of hackathons, and for example, data science, security related, and also some mobile app. So you can find out which topics that you are really interested in and which topics you are most interested from. And also you can learn from the presentation by other students, and
Cool.
you can meet some new friends, and you can also get a lot of opportunities. For example, for the PwC Hacker Day, they offer an intern. They give us intern offers.
Yes. Yeah, I have so many questions for you. Now we are still in
Yeah,
slide, I think slide 5, right? So I want to highlight the last point. You say you join alone and you work with more than 50 people. So that means
yeah,
you're not finding your buddies to go for this competition. But when you go there, you meet many random people. And when you talk about 50 people, they're all random people. Is
yeah.
that
Because I joined various competitions. Maybe I don't have a buddy who are willing to spend his or her time to those all these competitions. Maybe they are not interested in that topic. So I usually join alone, and then I apply first, and then see if there is any friends apply for these competitions, and then maybe we can work together, something like that.
cool? Very good. So we have a student who asks if you had to choose 2 to 3 skills or talent, experience, or anything else, what do you think set you apart from everyone else, making you stand out?
I think it's the ability of learning. So from my past experience, if we are actually, I think I can learn faster than others. So if both of us is are low laughing, and I can always get a good progress faster than the others. And the other skill is I wouldn't say it is skills, but you need to love programming, and you will spend time on that, because programming is not something like it's you need to spend time on it, because maybe you need to spend a long time on programming. You can't just master programming in just 1 or 2 days, because you need to
accumulate.
make more. Yeah, you need to accumulate. Because I remember I actually, when I prepared the ACM competitions, I actually did 100, more than 100 questions to prepare for the ACM. And then the time that I spent is roughly more than 300 hours in 2 or 3 months, something like that.
So you guys are willing to spend like 300 hours within 2 or 3 months just to do one task, and you need
and then I remember I only completed 1 question in ACM. Yes.
It's quite normal. It's quite normal.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's very normal.
From Benny, he asked you, could you share a bit more about your current job? Maybe he came late. I think you already mentioned that you work in JP Morgan, and now you're working on something called the, if I'm correct, it's called the KDB, right? So I think you're working on this kind of tools with the company called Bomber, right? Yeah. If you have anything to add for Benny?
For my current job is like you are working with a new programming language, and nothing about learning new things. Everything is just learning new things, because as a software engineer, there's not much expectation from the companies. Also, my manager told me that he actually doesn't expect me to learn to do so much, because I make a significant process, and I actually finish some tasks very quickly, and my manager is satisfied of that. And there's no much expectation, but the thing is, everyone is learning new things. All my colleagues are touching something new, which is not related to the university life, and then maybe not related to some past experience, but your past experience would help you to learn the new things in the company. So they are looking for some people who can learn fast and do something fast.
Another good question from Hong Ting. Have you, since you have emphasized about learning, may I ask if there's any tactic or tips you can share for become a fast learner? I think that's a good question. Yeah, any tips?
I think the only thing is try to understand the logic behind the scenes. As I mentioned, if you have some challenge or some difficulty on programming, don't just go to Stack Overflow and get the answers directly. You need to go to the documentation and then find out what is behind of the programmings. And then try to understand the logic. Don't memorize the answers.
That's a good answer. Very, very good. I'm impressed by KL continuously. So again, this is just in case you came late. This is what you can see here is what we call the CityU-EE student achievement. KL is one of them. Today we are going to have this out of code CityU-EE webinar series. We already invited 3 students who share here before. We have phone, we have got Rika working in MTR, we've got Samson working in Microsoft. Today we have KL working in JP Morgan. Once again, KL come to us today on behalf of his role is a CityU-EE alumni, because if he represent the company, it needs a lot of approval, which is again very difficult. So I'm very glad KL tonight could come to share with us about his learning journey. Maybe I could start another question. So KL, you notice there are so many like a CS student, right? So now you're EE graduate. So what makes you, or what EE like this major bring to you, or or like a specialized for you in securing your future or setting your future goal. So maybe you can share a bit more, just in case students always have a difficulty to choose whether I should go for EE or I should go for CS or other majors. What's your opinion?
So actually, the reasons that I chose EE is because I don't want to be a programmer, because at the beginning of choosing which majors, and actually I think about CS, but eventually I chose EE because I want to learn some electronic stuff and also something related to informations, because I don't want to just be a programmer without knowing other things. So in EE, I think the most important thing I learned is the way that you learn. I think this is more important than you choose correct majors, because even you choose business majors, you can also learn programming. But the thing is that if you have the right way to learn programming, and then you will be faster than others.
Amazing. That's a brilliant idea. I think KL mentioned a very important key point. Obviously, CS will have some specialized domain knowledge, but today when you talk about you want to learn programming, basically it's all kind of different major can bring this to you. Just like tonight we have this HSBC, like a programming lesson for you. But once again, we need to know it. So now we move forward to the next slide. This is a slide 6. So some member here, they ask, so how do you manage your time? And when we look at your timetable in your final year, okay, so this is your final year, you work as an intern, full-time intern. You get paid in this company called InnoPage, and you work 4 days a week, and you get this nice internship. So can you describe what you're actually experiencing at that time in your final year?
So before I have an internship, you need to prepare the coursework. You need to satisfy the credit requirement. You need to plan for it before year 4. So, and then I finally managed to get an internship at InnoPage, and then I start doing some mobile developing stuff. Actually, as I mentioned before, the expectation from the company is you are just an intern. They don't expect much, but I did more. And then I do the iOS coding, and then I can always complete the task fast, and then I can finish all the projects that are assigned to me. And then I try to ask some senior for more. For example, some backend related tasks. I started to be a backend or also front-end developer at the last 3 months. And then I start to develop an app with both front-end and back-end. And then I can further speed up the development time, because as a front-end developer, I always need to wait for the back-end developer to complete their API. So that's why I want to try how difficult is the backend developer, and then I finally catch this opportunity and ask my senior whether I can work with a backend developer, and then whether I can do the front end at the same time, and then they finally give me a chance. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So we got a question from Judy. So in your leisure time, what kind of book do you read to improve your learning skill?
I don't really read book. Yeah, because I only read 1 or 2 pages, and that's all for a book.
Yeah, maybe you can use an iPad to read iBook. Yeah, you read some book. We have got another question. If you were to learn a new programming language from scratch, because we have some member watching us from YouTube Live now, so we need to read out the questions just in case the member they don't read it. So how would you structure your learning program? So how would you master a new programming language? Any tips?
By practice. I think the one that I really learn is Swift, which is iOS. So I don't think I can learn the programming language by myself. I need to do it by practice, i.e., go to the interns and have an internship, and then work on some real project to face some real life issues and solve some real life bugs. Because you can't learn anything. You can't learn anything by yourself. You need to do some project. If you can't find it, maybe you can go to the GitHub and then try to involve in some open source project. And then how do I structure my learning program? I don't really structure my learning program, because actually most of the documentation is already structured. So you can do it chapter by chapter. Right.
Yeah, Kale is giving us a very sharp and direct answer. So we hope you can get his idea. So this slide shows a number of different apps that you contribute in this 1 year, and you contribute like 5 or 6 different projects, and you like what you're doing in that company.
Right.
Yeah, but why don't you choose this company as your grad job? Is it salary or some other consideration?
Because I feel like I'm quite bored with mobile app development. This is one of the reasons, because I already mastered it, I think. Yeah, but I wouldn't say I'm master of iOS programming, but yeah, I get bored.
So sounds like KL, he wants to have more challenge. So maybe international firm could satisfy his like a challenger character. So this is like a list showing your leisure. And I think this kind of project is not related to the company. This is using your personal account, and you publish some apps, and you are getting like almost a 10,000 download from the community. How you describe this feeling when you see many people using your apps?
I think I make something useful, and then although the design, the UI is not fancy, and then the logo is downloaded from Google. So I think the most important thing is I solve some real life problem, and then I actually design some solutions which is not exist in the market, and then I can get this download and then the score.
Cool. So now I would like to, because we only have 10 more minutes, so everybody feel free to raise your question. We're glad to have you here tonight. So maybe we can learn a little bit more. So you mentioned you need to go through this 2 years training program, and in our meetup page. And I think if you remember, we've got this meetup page. And for the meeting tonight, if you see our photo with a KL, this is a very nice photo. That what you can see here is KL is standing in front of the company logo, and I think this logo is in Singapore Learning Center. Does it mean you spend some time in Singapore for this kind of like a several months training? Maybe you can share a bit more with us here.
Yeah, we have a 1 month training at Singapore. So if you ask me now, I wouldn't say this is a 2-year training program, because I think it is only 1 month training program. And then you start work at your team, and then let's see when you are ready to be an associate, which is a higher level of my current role.
Yeah, so I think this is very nice. So I think I really know KL identify what he loved to do, enjoying to do, giving hundreds of hours. He never feel tired just to do the coding, enjoy this part. I think he's showing a lot more important skills with us. I think this is I think more importantly is technical skills is a must. You need to be pretty good at that. But at the same time, in order to stand out, you need to be really good in your behavioral skills. And I think KL, I think to tonight, everybody can see how he responds to these challenging questions professionally. Right. So any further questions from our audience here tonight? We see Ivan, we see is it Koyi, right? Right. So I think we've got a couple of even we've got some other member here. Feel free to ask questions. I think today is quite unusual. We have KL spending 1 hour with us. So just a highlight, coming up next, we also have several EE alumni who are going to share with us about their learning journey. And I think I feel very touched tonight when I hear KL always mention that in his second year, he took my course about Java programming, and he completed the project about a game project. And sounds like I'm one of your 啟蒙老師. So I feel very proud to be there, right? Thank you, KL.
Yeah.
So any further comment from our students? If not, maybe I could just, okay, we've got Ivan questions. Out of curiosity, for JP Morgan software engineering position, what were the interview questions like?
It's very common. You can search online, behavioral questions and technical questions. It's very, very, very common. So I don't think you need to prepare it, and then just answer. Try to prepare some basic questions, and then you can answer. I think the things that you need to prepare is your experience. So you need to accumulate your experience instead of focusing on preparing your interview.
Right. So quite obvious. The experience will always accumulate. So that means the newbie, those who want to join the company, they need to do even better than the previous one, right? So how will you describe the university student today? So they always have so many things to do. How do they position and choose the right things to do in the right year? So maybe they are first year, second year, third year, fourth year. Any idea for them? Or just like following what you're doing, like joining the internship, or doesn't really maybe doing a good GPA but not like a perfect 4.3. So how would you advise the university student maybe with us here tonight?
I think the most important thing is finding what you are interested in. Second one is getting a good internship, because you can learn more by practice. Maybe do it in year 2 summer or year 3 summer. And then maybe you can do some freelance job related to the programming that you are interested, or maybe projects that you are interested. And try to join some competitions. This is number 3. So for number 4, you need to focus on your coursework, because GPA is actually quite important, because you need to pass the HR screening. Right.
Cool. Due to the time, we can take 2 more questions. Maybe I can do my part. Okay, so KL, I think, are you happy with your current position, and what is your next 5 years plan? If you don't mind, you can share a bit more with us.
Maybe, but I don't have a 5-year plan, but I plan to get a fast track promotion in this year. So because this is a 2-year training program, so actually normal people will get a promotion after 2 years, but I would like to do a fast track in 1 year. So I'm not sure if I can do that. And then maybe 5 year or maybe 10th year later, maybe I would like to maybe switch to other positions or other regions as a VP level, which is 2 level higher from my current role.
Cool. There's a very clear escalation career path for KL, and with his own experience and personal development, he can choose to work in different locations around the planet. And I think this is the flexibility that many of us would like to look for and proceed. And final part, since tonight we also have Judy, so we have we believe there will be some high school students who want to learn from us. Okay, and obviously up till now today, we still see even the high school, we've got the like a cool thing in the primary school sector. The high school sector, there are more and more STEM related activity, but in the university level, we still see still quite a number of like engine like a discipline subject. They are kind of not in a very active recruitment position. So how would you advise or suggest the parents or student in high school sector? How would they what was their consideration when what should they consider when they choose their major for their future, because they are now high school students, so they need to know what our world, our future is heading to. So KL, in your position, you are as a young student, young graduate, how will you comment on that?
I don't have much comment, but you need to find out what you are interested in, and then you need to know what is the course offer, and you need to do a bit of research of this maybe majors or university. See which one is the most suitable one.
Very good. So try to know a little bit more, and then you will find out the suitable major. So I think address very
and
well.
Also try to search more webinar from out of Cook.
Yes, perfect. This is a brilliant idea.
Some sharing from other students.
Nice. So to conclude, because of the time limit, first of all, I would like to, on behalf of like a CityU-EE department and also HOC out of Cook community, so we would like to thank KL for his precious time for giving us this 1 hour sharing. And we hope, KL, you are not here just to share, but you also learn something from us. We always think this is a bi-directional relationship. So coming up next, just a highlight, we have another, the fifth one coming up next is a Paco. So Paco is again EE graduate. He's now a CTO in a company in Science Park. So this is Paco. He joined this health hack event organized by the MIT Innovation Note. And next to him is a professor called Joseph Hui. He's actually a fellow PhD from MIT, a chair professor from ASU, Arizona State University. He's the CEO, and Paco, as a EE fresh graduate, he became the CTO of this company in Science Park. So again, looks like the format today in English, we get more people, we get more university students. So maybe next week. So our plan, we want to roll out this kind of a EE alumni series. So we will do it once a week. So we hope you can come and join us, and you try to learn more about how these bright EE graduates are doing in their different professional domain. And this is not just for general public, but we also encourage our current students, no matter your EE or other discipline, to come and listen to us. And we hope you enjoy the sharing tonight. This is 1 hour long. Once again, thank you, Kia, for sharing with us, and also for all the students who joined us tonight. Goodbye. You can always watch online. You can go online. This one very easy to remember, HOC.HK, and then you will find out there's a YouTube page. Okay, so we already have quite a number of accumulated information. So this is the event. You press this YouTube at the top, and then it will send you to this website. So this YouTube page, you will find out the sharing tonight is already, this is the KL sharing is already online. You can always watch the whole series back again. We hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you once again next time. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye, KL. 再約你食飯啦。多謝你。好。
Thank you.
我係，多謝。